FarFaria.
Sweet Cindy. Once upon a time, there was a baker. He had a daughter named Cindy. Cindy's clothes and hair were always covered in flour. Cindy didn't mind. She made the sweetest pastries in the bake shop. Everyone called her Sweet Cindy. The baker also had a wife and stepdaughter, Susan. They were spoiled and did not like to work. "You cannot expect us to be bakers," Susan said. "Our clothes would be ruined." One day, a squire from the castle came to the bakery. The prince was planning a ball. "We need 100 sweet buns, 30 cakes, and 12 dozen rolls," the squire told Cindy. Susan heard the squire talking. "We are honored to serve the prince," Susan said. "I will make sure our servant Cindy makes everything you need." The squire smiled at Susan. "Thank you," he said. "I assume you will attend the ball?" "Of course," Susan blushed. "Oh, a ball," Cindy said. "How exciting!" "A poor girl like you can't go. You have bread to bake," Susan said in a rude voice. Susan was right. If Cindy were to bake everything on the list, she would not have time to make a gown for the ball. The night of the ball came. Cindy was in the bakery. She had worked for hours making all the pastries. An old woman came in. "1 cookie, please," she said. "Why isn't a pretty girl like you at the ball?" she asked. "I had so much baking to do," Cindy said, "that I did not have time to make a gown." "Well, the prince should know who baked all of his sweet treats," she said. "You are going to that ball." The woman waved a silver wand. A cloud of powdered sugar filled the air. A cupcake became a beautiful carriage. A gingerbread man became the driver. The bakery cat turned into a white horse. The woman waved her wand again. Cindy's flour-dusted clothes turned into a glittering gown. Rock candy jewels hung from her ears. On her feet were slippers made of spun sugar. Cindy wanted to bring the prince a special treat. She picked out a chocolate heart. The woman clapped with delight. "Now go to the ball, dear, but be sure to leave before the clock strikes midnight." When Cindy arrived at the ball, the prince saw her right away. Cindy walked up to the prince. "I have brought you a gift," she said. She gave the prince the chocolate heart. The prince nibbled on the end. "This is the most delicious thing I have ever eaten," the prince said. "You must tell me your secret." Cindy had charmed the prince. They danced all night. Cindy and the prince quickly fell in love. Soon the clock struck midnight. "Oh no!" Cindy cried. "I must get home." She ran from the room. "Wait!" the prince called after her. "How will I find you?" Cindy did not hear him. The next morning, Cindy was in the bakery. She was wearing her flour-covered apron. The beautiful gown she had worn to the ball was gone. The squire returned. The prince was with him. "1 sweet roll, please," the squire said. "And hurry. We are looking for the girl who danced with the prince last night." Cindy smiled. "I have something much better than a sweet roll." She gave the prince a chocolate heart. The prince stepped forward. He took a bite of the chocolate heart. "This is the same candy I ate last night," he said. He looked at Cindy. Cindy smiled. The prince knew he had found the woman he had fallen in love with. Cindy and the prince were soon married. Cindy baked cookies and cakes for all of the court. The kingdom loved their new princess, Sweet Cindy.
FarFaria. FarFaria today. FarFaria.com